2020 into 2021. Of course, we all want it to be different. We all want it to be better. But what does better mean? It's going to mean different things to different people. To some people, it means going back to normal. To some people, it means what their life looked like in 2019, in 2018, and so on. To others, like me, it means arising and evolving. It means exposure. It means exposing. It means freedom and sovereignty and choices in all areas of my life. But one thing is for sure, if we are the same as we step into the first, it can't really change that much. Our experience of it can really not change that much if we take in the same belief systems, the same perspectives, the same tone. And that's the message I want to bring to you today. I wrote a whole book on this. I wrote a whole book called Set the Tone, Nothing Can Change Until You Do. You know why? Because I spent 40 years of my life waiting for things to be different, waiting for things to be the way I wanted them to be, thinking that certain things had to fall into place before I could feel a certain way, thinking that he had to do that and she had to agree to that and that had to change into that and that had to open up for me there before I could be in my power, before I could be fully who I am. And none of that was true. It was totally the other way around. Nothing could change until I changed, and nothing can change until you change. Nothing can change until we as a humanity evolve within our own energy, within our own vibration, in our own viewpoints and our own beliefs, to the extent that we can experience what it is that we're hoping for. So what kind of tone are you going to set? This is what I'm asking you. As you step into the first, of course, the first holds a lot of newness in its energy. It holds a lot of opportunity. The first of anything would. The first of a year holds that extra punch of opportunity. Of course, the year brings with it its own energy, its own vibration. But are you going to be able to rise to it? Are you going to be able to experience it fully? Are you going to be able to get all the gifts from it if you cannot meet it? And that is where you setting the tone is so important. That is where I want to remind you today, and I'm going to remind you as much as I can from now on, that you set the tone. So what tone are you setting as you step over that threshold, as you step into that over that symbolic from one year to another? What tone are you going to set? Are you bringing with you a whole heap of fear, or are you bringing with you love? Are you bringing with you a whole heap of people are shit, people are asleep? Are you bringing with you a whole heap of name calling, or are you bringing with you I see us in our fullness, I know that we are rising? Are you bringing with you a whole heap of anger at how things are and that they shouldn't be that way? Or are you bringing with you your power? Are you stepping into the new year in your power? What tone are you setting? And then what is it that needs to change in you? Because nothing can change until you do. Because it's always an inside job before it's an outside job. Because you're always you need it to exist on the inside before you can see it on the outside as a humanity. We need it to exist at a certain saturation point. We need it to exist. We need it to be in a certain level of us, a certain amount of us before we can see it outside. So what tone are you setting? What changes need to happen to you? What beliefs need to be left behind? What perceptions? How do you regard others? How do you regard yourself? Are you seeing yourself in your highest light? Are you seeing others in their highest light? Are you needing things to be different? Do you need everybody to wake up? Do you need to make sure no one has a VX? Do you need to make sure that when you walk down the street you don't see anyone wearing a mask? Does all of that set you into a spin? Then you are not in your power. You are not in your power. What you need if you want this whole thing to evolve, and what we need from you, is for you to be in your power. So have a think today where you're leaking it, where you're giving it to others, and where you are feeling like you need the outside to be different before you can feel a certain way. Because every time you feel that way, every time you hold that belief, you are not in your power. You are looking at life through the eyes of a victim, and you are giving your power away to that or to those people. So remember, you set the tone. And this new year does hold a lot of promise. It will also hold a lot of difficulty. It will also hold pain. It will also hold a lot of things that are confronting. But it will hold a lot of promise. It will hold a lot of opportunity. And it will hold a ton of lessons. And how we experience it is entirely, entirely, entirely up to us. So I wish you a happy new year. I wish you much love. And I wish you to always, always know that you set the tone.